know y'all saw me putting in that work earlier. You feel me? It didn't look like I was doing nothing, but watch this. Watch this. It didn't look like I was doing nothing, but you did what I'm saying. Did a little something, you know. Now my grandparents can walk down it without falling, without tripping, without slipping. Now my mama can walk down it. My family can walk down it without falling, without tripping, without slipping. You did. Now I slipped, you know what I'm saying? But hey, heavy as a head to wear the crown. You did what I'm saying? Heavy as a head to wear the crown. But nah, actually earlier when I woke up and I came out here, I just realized that nah, bro, like I told y'all I'm at home right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Arkansas right now. One of the things that really, let me get out the way. I know that sun a little bright. Give me a sec. One thing that I did realize, man, coming out here, and then I've been realizing, I just been listening. You know, like I told you, when you come out here, it's quiet. You know, it's peaceful. It's silent, you know, and that could be a good thing for some, that could be a bad thing for some. It can be a bad thing for some because some people don't like sitting with their thoughts. You dig what I'm saying? But me, on the other hand, I love it. Good, bad, or indifferent, you know what I'm saying? Meaning the thoughts. I love it because I'm able to sit with them. I'm able to be able to think on them. And I think people don't like, you know, thinking independently no more and critical thinking anymore. And so I like sitting with my thoughts. I like allowing myself, I think they call it, not manifestation, but I think they call it, you know, meditate, right? For me personally, it's just me and God, you know, because sometimes I be needing that one-on-one time. You get what I'm saying? I be needing that one-on-one time with God, nobody else, just me and you. You feel me? Talk to me. Let me talk to you. Let me just sit. Let me talk with myself and let you be able to observe. Like, let's figure this out. Whatever going on, whether it's good, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's tragic, whether it's sad, whether it's happy, like whatever it is, like let's figure this out. You know what I'm saying? If it's good, then talk to me so we can see how we can make it better and continue it and make it last even more, because we know seasons come and go. So if it's finally a good season, Lord, hey, show me how to be able to allow me to sit in this. You know, how can we stretch this out a little more, because I need to prepare for when we have other seasons. And if it's a bad season, show me how to be able to get through this season, because I know that, again, everything is temporary. Seasons come and go. So if it's bad, hey, or if it's challenging, show me how to sit with this. Show me how to deal with this. You dig what I'm saying? That way I can be able to go ahead and prepare myself that way, and I can get ready for my winning season. And so I'm saying that to say that this particular moment, where I'm at in my life, especially with my birthday coming up in a couple of days, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm at is, like, God used me. Everything is becoming more and more and more clear. Relationships becoming more and more clear. You know, family becoming more and more clear. And really, if I had to wrap everything up, who I am as a man is becoming more and more clear. My self-identity, my self-worth, my self-value, my self-responsibilities, you know, are becoming more and more clear. And I love that for me. I love that for me. And one of those things, as I was sitting today, was family. And anybody who know me, I've always been one that I love family. Like, family is everything. I showed y'all yesterday, and I gave y'all a quick tour around, you know, the 80 acres that we own. It's right around the 80 acres that we own out here in Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? Family, right? And within owning that, I realized too that when it comes to our generation, we rarely come home. It's people that's here. They don't even come back to this land right now for whatever their reasons. This is not to judge or knock nobody. I don't understand everybody's story. I don't know everybody's story, you know. But what I do know is that it's people that's here. It's family that's here. It's the younger generation that's here. And they rarely come back and touch this land for whatever the reason. It's younger generations that, you know, parents moved them out the city, like mine's. Moved them out the country to the city, like mine's did with me, right? My mom moved me from here when I was born back out to Dallas, you know, and I've been in Dallas, and I come back for, you know, Christmases, Thanksgiving, all the holidays and stuff, you know, birthdays, whatever, because our family close. We tapped in, you know what I'm saying? So any occasion, retirement, 50th, 40th, 45th, 89 and a quarter, almost 90, whatever it is, we gonna celebrate it, right? And I just started looking at it like, dang, like today when I woke up, you know, and I was out there, and I was just realizing, man, you know what? My grandfather, I call him Papa, you know, because again, we from the country. So my Papa, he the patriarch of the family, but he also getting older, and he also in his 80s, you know what I'm saying, or touching his 80s, and he can't do what he used to. And today I was just sitting today, you know, and me and God was talking, having our one-on-ones, and Me and my papa are close, man. I've always had talks with him. Even when I was yay high, when I was a legit, I used to always sit around my elders, you know, because I love wisdom. I love the elders, and this been in me since I was, again, yay high. And we had our conversations, and we've been having conversations. I'm sure we're gonna continue to have conversations. And I was just asking, like, hey man, I'm here, like, teach me, you know, give me your wisdom, give me your guidance, give me everything that you have, teach me, because I happily want to be able to accept that torch when it's my turn. And long story short, after boy y'all, I know a couple years back, he had finally let me know, you know, again, not no bias, but in terms of the options, in terms of, you know, who the one is, you know, he gave me that blessing, and, you know, gave me that torch. And obviously, you know, when individuals are getting older, especially man's man, you know what I'm saying? It's hard for them to be able to let go of certain responsibilities because they're used to doing everything. And one of those responsibilities is certain things like when it's snow, shoveling snow, you know, clearing up ice, making a way for the family so that the family's safe. And when your people getting older, certain things they just can't do. And on my end, I got up today and I've been realizing, man, everybody walking a longer way around because they can't just walk down the hill, which y'all saw earlier. They can't just walk, get into the garage and just walk down to get to the cars. Like, bro, go out there and go ahead and shove that snow up, shove that ice up. Because it wasn't even snow, it was ice. Go ahead and shove that ice up. And in me doing that, that was me just doing a small step into, you know, being a good manager of my resources. And one of those resources being the family that God has provided me with. Because from that family and from that man that we speaking on, that patriarch, my papa, he gave me wisdom, and I was able to see. Not necessarily all the time what he's saying, but also what he was doing. I'm able to see what he do as a man and what he did as a man. And so I just went out there and started, you know, shoving ice up. And I say all that to say that he came out because naturally a man's man want to try to assist, but you can't do everything no more, Papa. Like, it's not for you to do everything no more. You know what I'm saying? It's for you to allow that next generation to be able to come in and take over. And within doing that, it just so happened that I was reading my scriptures today, and I was reading 1 Timothy. I put the exact I think it's 1 Timothy 5:18, but I put the exact verse, you know what I'm saying, the scripture in the video. But it was talking about how, you know, if you don't take care of your household, then, you know, basically it's a negative. Like, if you don't take care of your household, then, you know, that's a problem, that's an issue. And most times we think about it as men not taking care of their household, and men not being able to provide financially for, you know, for their girl, for their wife, because that's most of the time how people try to play that scripture. And that could be one of the reasons. But also too, if you're looking at it, it's talking about the widows, it's talking about the sick, it's talking about the elderly. And it says that if you're able, and if you have individuals inside of your family that are sick, that are elders, that are widows, and you're able, then it's your responsibility. It's my responsibility. It's our responsibility to be able to take care of them. Do not send them to the church, is what it was basically saying. Do not send them out to the church, because there's actually individuals who really need their help from the church. There's people who don't have any families. There's people who, widows who don't have any grandkids or don't have any brothers or siblings or anybody or children or anybody young who could be able to take care of them. And so they need the help of the church. But he who is able and still has family within his side of his own household, it's your responsibility to take care of them. And if you don't, then you disobeying. And that just really stuck out to me, because it's like, nah, man, how many of us, now I'm talking to us as men, for one. And I'm talking to us, meaning our generation between the ages of 20, you know what I'm saying, and I say like 35. How many of us have family, have elders that need us? And again, when I say need, I'm not always talking financially. That's what's wrong with America today. We think that everything is financial. We think that everything is capitalistic. And don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I am the first person to let you know that I'm not saying money is important, but it's right up there with oxygen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not one of the ones that act like money not important, but what I am saying is that money is not all. I definitely value principles over money. I definitely value integrity over money, ethics over money, morals over money. You know what I'm saying? Please don't get that confused. But what I am saying is that in America, too many of us, we get so caught up in thinking that provision is strictly about monetary. That providing is strictly about providing monetary. No. It's a lot of people, it's a lot of individuals in your life right now. Elders in your life right now. Grandparents, great-grandparents, uncles, aunties, older cousins, your mama, your daddy, you know, whoever it might be for you that needs your assistance, that can't do what they used to do. And it's our responsibility. You feel me? It's our responsibility to be able to go out there and to be able to assist. And I think that if we stop putting so much focus on all these distractions of the world, like right now, the main thing everybody talking about is relationships. Being in a relationship, you know, what the man's supposed to bring to the table, what the woman's supposed to bring to the table. Man, for one second, leave all that alone. Like, leave all that alone for 1 second and ask yourself, the family that you've been having, the family that's been right here for you, the ones that have raised you since you was a jit, the ones that wiped your butt, the ones that made sure they were feeding you. Like, before you even got to a point where you started to look at and worry about relationships, the ones who took care of you back then, where are you at right now when they need you? When you needed them back then, when you didn't even know how to say it, and they were taking care of you, where are you at right now when they need you? And they shouldn't have to ask you. And to be honest with them, be honest with us and with ourselves, a lot of them individuals, they not gonna ask you, because that's not how they was raised. They wasn't raised on that asking stuff. They gonna do everything for self until they can't. And when they can't, they gonna sit back and they gonna suffer silently. Because a lot of them have ego. A lot of them don't want to admit that they can't do certain things, male or female, man or woman. But it's on us. It's on us to be able to recognize the fact that it's my responsibility to take care of my elders in my household. Household meaning your family. Your family should not have to go outside of the family if there's people who are able to be able to get assistance, to be able to get help. That's on us. And that do not require a lot of money. Most of the time it don't require money. What it does require is time. What it does require is effort. What it does require is love. What it does require is intention. And so let's stop fooling ourselves. Let's stop lying to ourselves, thinking that, oh no, once I make it and once I get such and such amount of money, or once I quote unquote make it successful, I'm gonna go back to the family. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Bro, start now. What can you do now? Like the last video I talked about, or one of the videos I talked about prior, God is not gonna give you anything that you have not shown him that you can be able to take care of now. If you want more land now, and the little pot of land you already got, the plot of land you already got, you keeping looking like this, for an example, right? Or you want more money, but the money that you get now, you keep spending it on BS. Let's talk about it. Or you want a better car, but the car you got now, you don't keep it clean. It look like you live out of it. You keep it dirty. You don't wash it. You don't respect it because that's not the car you're supposed to be in, but that's the car you got now. And I'm saying that to say the same thing, using that same analogy. The family, yeah, you might be out here trying to chase these women and trying to find these women so you can have these kids or whatever the situation is, because that's the family you want. But what about the family you got right now that need you right now? Man, I'm really thinking that, man, at the end of the day, some people need to go back to being single. We all need to go back to being single. Metaphorically speaking and literally. I'm going to break that down in this video. But we all need to go back to being single for a season. Because once you're single for a season, you start focusing on self. Men, because you know I talk to men because this is my journey of me transcending with intention, right? My rites of passage, my hero's journey, and we'll break all that down. But I'm talking to men specifically. We already talked about how there's 6 characteristics of a man. We have to know self. That's number 1. We have to have self-identity. We have to be okay and be confident with who we are and whose we are, and not allow the world to distract us. To not try to keep up with the Joneses or be like that person or that person. No, we have to be okay with knowing who we are and walking who we are with our chest out and our chin up. That's number 1. Number 2, we have to stay in the presence of God. We have to stay in the presence of God. Right? Number 3, we have to work. And again, work do not just and only mean 9 to 5. Work means your vision. What vision did God give you? Number 4, we have to cultivate. We have to cultivate to keep clean, right? To keep up, to upkeep. That includes family. Upkeep our family, right? Number 5, we have to be able to protect, to guard our family. Number 6, we have to make sure that we stay in our word, because we have to be able to teach our family. And when I'm saying that, Most of the time when I study too, I'm thinking, okay, for my future family to be. But I had to check myself. No, sir. No, sir. That's for your family in general. Because like I told y'all what 1 Timothy said, he who has his own household that's not taking care of them, you in violation. That's not just talking about your household in terms of your intimate relationship with a wife. That's talking about your household as your family. If you're the protector of your family, are you the protector of your family? The provider for your family? Do you cultivate your family? Do you teach your family first? You worried about trying to start a new family. What about the family I've already given you? The ones who have been loyal to you. The ones who don't want nothing from you but to see you succeed. What about them? So you gonna let them get up in age and have to be in the house by themselves? Struggling by themselves? Trying to take care of each other if they married by themselves? While you out here trying to live your life and do whatever you need to do and look for your future wife or your future husband or whatever. But again, I'm talking right now to the men. So looking for your future wife? Why they struggling by themselves? But then we got the audacity to ask God to be able to show us the way. He's showing us. We keep disregarding it. You dig what I'm saying? So again, man, like we gotta do better. I gotta do better. You gotta do better. Like we gotta do better as men. And so I don't want to come on here and rant too much, but that definitely stuck with me. And I'm gonna show y'all why, because later on today, I'm going to talk with some of my aunties about the history of our family, man, and about us having this land and the sacrifice that came into my great-great-grandfathers getting this land and accumulating this land and what our blood, sweat, and tears he had to do. I mean, again, know your history, learn your history, because once you start learning your history, it'll make more sense why you need to sacrifice more. Because once you're saying that there are people who came before you that fought for this, died for this, opportunity for you to be able to walk on actual land that y'all own, and everybody don't have that story. But again, you can take this message and use it how you need to use it for your particular situation and your particular story. But on my end, once I'm able to really understand what all came into us being able to walk on this land that we say is ours, this 80 acres, that's ours. What all they did, what all sacrifices they made, what all opposition they had to go through, what all trials they had to go through, hurdles they had to go through, obstacles they had to go through to acquire this. It's gonna make it a whole lot harder for me to sit back and just let things happen how it's supposed to. Nah, I'm gonna make sure I do the same thing. I'm gonna sacrifice just like they sacrifice. They didn't do this shit because they wanted to. They did it because they had to. They did it because there wasn't no other option. They did it because they knew one day they wanted to make sure they had a legacy to leave behind, because they understood what they were going through. They understood slavery for real. They understood oppression for real. And still managed to overcome all that and still was able to acquire land. Man, y'all better stop playing. Well, we getting weak as a generation. We getting weak as a generation. And it's time out for it, bro. It's time for you to put your boots back on, bro. Get your hands back dirty. Quit worrying about all these distractions. That don't matter. What matter right now is you. Do you know who you are? Are you walking in your presence? Are you walking in the presence of God? Do you have self-identity? Are you working? Do you have vision? Are you cultivating? Do you know your word? Are you protecting and providing? Man, quit playing, man. We need to get back to the basics. All this, do you find a girl yet, or what a girl brings to the table, or what this, man, man, look, bro. I'm trying to make sure I don't cuss on this YouTube channel, bro, but y'all tripping, man. We need to tighten up. We need to tighten up. And so again, I'm gonna come back on later on, man, and y'all gonna hear these conversations, because again, like I said, I came down here for one reason and one reason only: to be able to get back into, tap back into who I am, let God use me, escape the distractions for a little bit, be alone, be isolated. And when I say isolated, I'm not talking about from nobody, I'm talking about from distractions. Because I got my family here. I got my family here. But I'm also able to listen to God too. And with me doing that, I'm able to be able to tap back in. Sometimes we all got to recalibrate. Just go ghost for a second. Recalibrate. That's how we're going to leave it right now. Sometimes you just got to go ghost for a second and recalibrate. But as always, man, I love y'all. It's been yours truly, John Trey. And we out.